Hey, what is up, guys? This is Smokie here, bringing you another episode of Career Mode, UFC Undisputed 3 Career Mode. Um, in this one, or should I say this episode, I take on this guy called Cruz. This some tall Brazilian dude. You'll see that I pick him. He's like right there at the last part. Yeah, I pick him. We are getting close here, guys, to entering the UFC, and I'm really trying to now. Now I'm just trying to accumulate all my stat points, as you can see there, at least to 70s and above. So once I get those to at least 70 and above, I'll be able to, actually enter the UFC. And I'm not sure if you saw there, but the first guy, it says, UFC scouted. Yeah, right there. Up. I went pretty fast. But yeah, it says UFC scouted, and pretty much if I take that fight and I win, the UFC will invite me, to an event. And if I do good, I start, I stay in the UFC. So, very soon, I think maybe 2 more fights after this one, or maybe 1 more fight and then the scouted fight, and then I'm gonna enter the UFC, and that's where the real stuff is, guys. And it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot harder. So we'll see how I do. If I lose, I don't care. I'm gonna take the losses. I don't care. Like, this whole career mode is legit. I'm not going to be cheesy like maybe some people might do. I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody, but some people might, cheat. They want to stop the recording and redo it all just so they can have a cool little unbeaten record here. But not me, man. I'm going to take all my losses like a soldier, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, in this episode, I wanted to talk about UFC on Fox, or actually, should I say on FX 5, which the main event was Travis Browne versus Antonio Silva, Bigfoot Silva. Man, they should call him Big Chin Silva, because he's got a humongous chin. But yeah, it was a pretty good event. Not gonna lie, I liked it. It was good. There was some pretty good fights there. I mean, I know Jacob Volkman, like, that guy was sick, man. He just rolled through Shane Roller like nothing, man. I mean, he just, what was it? It was like in like about 2 minutes and 38 seconds, he took out Shane Roller, a very powerful wrestler. And he just caught him with a 6-6 submission. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, and it was in his hometown, so he just kind of did like that Joe Lozon, where he just got on him and just went and was just diving for the submission and got it, man. That fight was pretty good, Volkman's doing pretty good, I mean, I'm surprised. He's like one of those underdog kind of fighters that somehow they always win. I don't know. Another good fight, which this was kind of like a comeback event to me. Like, oh my god, I mean, with Volkman winning, he wasn't supposed to win. I mean, Shane Roller was supposed to do what he does, Roller. He's supposed to roll over Volkman, but he didn't. And the next fight was Aaron Simpson versus Mike Pierce, which was a crazy fight. I mean, first round, Aaron Simpson goes in there, and he's just blasting Mike Pierce in the stand-up. And he started mixing it up, too, toward the end, but he was sitting there blasting Mike Pierce. He had him hurt as well. I mean, it was crazy how he just, like, I think he caught him with a right hand, and he really hurt Mike Pierce. Mike Pierce went into survival mode, started using his wrestling a little bit, because both of these guys were amazing wrestlers. So, Aaron Simpson was just running through him, using his size. And then I don't know where, the round ended, and second round came around, and in 30 seconds, in 30 seconds, Mike Pierce comes back with this crazy counter right hand, and bam, Aaron Simpson just goes limp, and the fight's over, man. It was crazy comeback by Mike Pierce. I mean, wow. I mean, Aaron Simpson was looking good. He hurt Mike Pierce, but in the second round, within 30 seconds, they were trading blows, and Mike Pierce connected on a crazy. I think Aaron Simpson was moved his head forward, and he just went into the punch, and oh my God, it was brutal. He just knocked him out. Wow, Mike Pierce won that fight. It was crazy. And then another fight, another comeback fight. Michael Johnson versus Danny Castillo. Oh my God, man! The first couple seconds of the first round, when they start off, oh my God, Danny Castillo catches Michael Johnson once again with a right hand, I believe. I mean, he really hurt Michael Johnson. I mean, Michael Johnson fell. He was close to getting finished, and as soon as Danny dropped Michael Johnson, oh, he just went all over him. He had Michael Johnson mounted, and pretty much Michael Johnson survived that first round. I mean, I don't know how, but he did. Castillo was on him. I think he also went for a submission, and he had it pretty tight, but he just could not finish it. Michael Johnson survives, so round 2 starts. In the first minute, Michael Johnson comes back and just knocks out Danny Castillo. Like, craziness. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, wow. I mean, more comebacks. Let's just come back. This was a comeback event. Not gonna lie, I mean, wow. So yeah, Michael Johnson wins by KO. Well, they call it a KO/TKO, but Danny was out. Just like how Aaron Simpson was. So, another fight was Josh Neer versus Justin Edwards. He was an Ultimate Fighter. He actually kind of looks like Randy Couture. It's pretty funny, but and 40 and I really thought Josh Neer was going to put it to this kid, but I definitely thought wrong because it was, I believe, Josh Neer, he started to clinch, and he, drove Justin Edwards into the cage, and it was crazy how Justin Edwards just straight up dove for the arm-in guillotine, and pretty much Josh Neer actually he just wanted to stand while Justin Edwards had that guillotine on, and it was so tight, so perfect the way he jumped on it, and he went down and he was out, man. He in 45-second submission, Justin Edwards wins. I mean, this just was like a crazy comeback event, like I keep saying. But John Dotson versus De Silva, they fought, and Dotson won by KO in the second round. Well, pretty good. So we will be seeing John Dotson versus the flyweight champ, Mighty Mouse. So definitely going to be a good fight. I mean, come on, it's going to be a very, very good fight. So I actually can't wait for that. I mean, I think Mighty Mouse always has this advantage over people. He's just so much faster, but John Dotson, I think, is as fast and has more power, more explosive, definitely, than Mighty Mouse. So that will definitely be a very, very good match. I can't wait for that match, for sure. I mean, it's going to be an awesome match. But, finally we get to the fight. I'm fighting, what? I'll forget his first name, but Cruz. This fight was kind of tough. He actually got my body and head a little red. I mean, he had way better submissions, and his grappling was a lot better than mine. But I just wanted to keep this safe. I didn't want to sit here and lose when I'm not even in the UFC. Bam! Look at that head kick. But I mean, I just kept it standing. I would like to mix it up, head to body, body to head, and even beat the legs up sometimes. But we just kept it standing here. I was hitting him in the body a little bit, but he was catching me, as you can see, man. He was, I didn't play UFC in a while, so it was a little rusty, little rusty, but. Anyways, back to the UFC events. The co-main event was just, I think it was just boring. I don't know. Jake Ellenberger versus Jay Haran. I mean, it was boring. They had a fight before, but it wasn't in the UFC, and they were trying to blow it up. And whoa, look at that knockdown in the face, Brazilian. But Jake Ellenberger, that fight was just, I was falling asleep. I'm sorry. I mean, both of them. Ellenberger usually goes in there full power and just does his thing, but he just did not pull the trigger either. He actually hurt Jay Haran in the first round early on, and I think that's when Haran just didn't want to pull the trigger either. He didn't want to get knocked out, especially his first fight back in the UFC. So, that fight actually went to a decision, and Jake Ellenberger won by unanimous decision. I mean, it was pretty much obvious. I mean, Jay Haran was all beat up. He was all, his one eye was swollen. It was nuts. But look at my head. It's pretty pink. It's like almost red. I mean, his head and body's fully red, but just about full red. But yeah, I mean, he was really catching me too. I mean, I was starting to get concerned. So I started playing a little more conservative, but bam, look at that blow to the face and the uppercut. I think one more and I would have rocked him, I think. But I mean, the co-main event was pretty shitty. Not gonna lie, pretty shitty. But the main event as well was, oh man, I really feel sorry for Travis Browne. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was gonna win this match for sure. He was gonna win this fight, but he started moving around. It was crazy at first. He was moving around like Dominic Cruz for a heavyweight. I mean, he's like 100 pounds more, and he was moving like Dominic Cruz. It was pretty scary, and I was like, oh man, this might be the new up and comer in the heavyweight division, and he still is, but. One thing led to another. He was hopping around, and he threw a punch where he stepped first and threw a punch, and he pretty much injured his knee, and it was pretty much curtains after that. I mean, oh my God, he tried to move around, but he fell, and then he got back up, and Bigfoot took advantage and threw this monstrous right hand when Travis Browne was up against the cage, and he knocked him out. I mean, anyone would have cleanly got knocked out with that huge blow that Bigfoot threw. I mean, oh my God, it was ridiculous, man. I mean, but I feel sorry for the kid. That was his first. He was undefeated. He was like 13-0, undefeated. He was rising up just like Junior Dos Santos. And then, bam, just from an injury, he just goes down, and I feel sorry for the kid. But, things happen. Bigfoot shouldn't even, move into any other kind of ranking for that win, because that win was just, I know, wham, look at that. I just caught him with the uppercut, and he goes out. See ya later. Bye-bye. See ya. But, yeah, man, I mean, Bigfoot, I mean, he needs to fight more people, man. Like, the way he got manhandled and massacred by Cain Velasquez, he definitely needs to, prove himself that he is worth something here in the UFC. I mean, in my eyes, anyway. That's my opinion, but, I mean, I don't know, the event was awesome except for the main event and co-main event. Everything else was just amazing in that fight. But, I mean, what can we do? So sometimes, it's the UFCs are like a dice roll. Sometimes they're good. They're mainly always good. I mean, I love the sport. So, but, anyways, guys, this is, I don't even know which, I think this is number 15. Yeah, as number 15 of the career mode and Let's Plays. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. I definitely will probably be talking about UFC 153. So, stay tuned to that. And stay tuned for my Borderland gameplays as well. Even though I got like over 30 more subscribers. Now I'm at 85 subscribers, but my videos, I've only been getting like 20 views, if that. But I don't care, you know. I do this as my hobby. I love doing this, so I don't really care. You know, hey, whatever. I mean, but anyways, guys, this is Smokie. Thanks for tuning into the Hot Box, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.